Welcome back to Movie Vault. Today, we're diving into a disaster movie from 2020 titled Greenland. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The beginning. The movie opens with construction work on a towering building. Two men discuss delays, and one of them, John, the boss, is visibly frustrated. Later, while driving, he listens to a radio broadcast about an interstellar comet that will pass close to Earth. He arrives at a suburban neighborhood, hesitating before entering a house. Inside, his wife, Lee, is on a treadmill. Their conversation is awkward. It's clear their relationship is strained. They talk about their son, Nathan, and his upcoming birthday party. Nathan excitedly shows John a drawing of the comet, named Clark. As they lie on the bed, it's revealed that Nathan is diabetic. They also touch on John's separation from his mother. That night, John moves into the guest room, suggesting he's trying to reconnect with his family. The comet arrives. The next morning, John listens to the news again. Scientists claim that small fragments of the comet will fall to Earth, but there's no cause for concern. As John prepares for the birthday party, his wife asks him to pick up some things from the store. He takes Nathan along. While still in the parking lot, something strange happens. Everyone stops and looks up. The comet is visible in the sky. Inside the store, John receives a presidential alert on his phone. Moments later, he gets an automated call. The message is urgent. He, his wife, and his son have been selected for emergency shelter relocation. John looks around. No one else is getting the same alert. At home, the same alert appears on the TV, but his wife doesn't notice it. Realizing the urgency, John quickly leaves the store with Nathan. On the way home, they see military vehicles and planes heading in the opposite direction. When they arrive, the birthday party is already underway. John pulls his wife aside, asking if she received the same alert. She dismisses it as just a test, but John's uneasy, especially after seeing the military movement. Suddenly, the news shows a live feed of a comet fragment expected to hit the Atlantic Ocean. The kids count down, 3, 2, 1, but nothing happens. For a brief moment, there's silence. Then, boom, a massive shockwave hits the house, shattering windows. John stumbles outside, witnessing flocks of birds fleeing. Inside, everyone watches in horror as the news anchor reports a major city in Florida has been completely destroyed. It wasn't a small impact. This was a catastrophe. John receives another presidential alert. This time, the message plays on the TV for everyone to see. Only he, his wife, and Nathan are allowed into the shelters. No one else. Panic erupts. John and his family hurriedly pack their things, making sure they have Nathan's insulin. As they pull out of the driveway, their neighbors beg for help. One even asks them to take their daughter. But John knows the truth. If they bring someone else, they'll likely be denied entry. The family drives away as their neighbors watch helplessly. On the road, they pass stores being looted. Chaos is spreading fast. Suddenly, they hit a traffic jam. John takes a side road, avoiding the congested highway. The radio broadcasts dire warnings. More impacts are coming. Some could trigger an extinction-level event. They finally reach the military airbase, their only hope for survival. Crowds of desperate people gather at the gates, begging for entry. John, wristband in hand, pushes through with his family. They're let in. Inside, they receive personal identification wristbands and are told to pack lightly. But then, disaster strikes. Nathan's insulin is missing. John rushes back to the car to retrieve it. Meanwhile, his wife makes a fatal mistake. She tells the officers about Nathan's diabetes. Suddenly, they're denied entry. People with chronic conditions are not allowed. Ally pleads with the officers, but it's no use. She and Nathan are escorted out of the base. John, unaware of what happened, boards the evacuation plane. He tries to call Allie, but before he can do anything, the base is breached. Gunfire erupts. A fuel leak causes an explosion, triggering a chain reaction. John escapes just in time, but he now knows his family is gone. A desperate search. Ally and Nathan return to their car, but Nathan's insulin levels are dropping. They stop at a pharmacy, But a gang arrives, shooting people on sight. Barely escaping, they get into a car with a strange couple offering to help. Moments later, the couple turns hostile. They throw Ally out of the car and kidnap Nathan, taking his wristband. Meanwhile, John gets a ride from a truck driver heading to Canada. The driver mentions a pilot who can fly them to Greenland, where the military has set up shelters. But inside the truck, someone eyes John's wristband. A fight breaks out. The truck crashes, and John is forced to kill a man in self-defense. Meanwhile, Nathan is still trapped with his kidnappers. When they reach another airbase, he tells the soldiers that these people aren't his real parents. They're arrested. Nathan is saved. Ally arrives soon after and finds him. They reunite, but time is running out. The final escape. John finally reaches Ally's father's house. Nathan and Ally arrive soon after. The family is back together. John convinces them to head to Canada for a flight to Greenland, but Ally's father refuses to leave. Suddenly, another comet fragment crashes nearby. There's no more time. With a final farewell, Ally's father stays behind. They drive through falling debris, barely escaping fire and destruction. They reach Canada just in time to board the last flight. In the air, they witness the comet's final impact. The plane is hit by the shockwave and crashes into a glacier. But they survive. They make it to the Greenland shelter just as the planet killer impact occurs. Inside the bunker, they brace for impact. A bright flash engulfs everything. 9 months later, the world is devastated, but life endures. They step outside, seeing a bird flying, a symbol of hope. Survivors across the world begin to communicate. Mankind will rise again. If you enjoyed this movie breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. Thanks for watching Movie Vault.